My probation officer was tired. She was fed up. Everybody was fed up with me. Mr. Brown, my counselor, he was fed up with me. My wife, my parents, everybody was fed up with me. So I had a meeting. I was going to, I think they planned on trying to do some kind of intervention. So me, my wife, and my mother went to this meeting, and it was with Mr. Brown, a counselor at the Center for Life Solutions, and my probation officer. And I just knew I was going to jail this day. I had brought my little jail bag with me. You know, I was going expecting to go to jail. So they were saying, you know, we know you got this in you. We doing everything we can for you. You got to do something for yourself. And I just told them that, look, I understand everything y'all saying, and I appreciate everything y'all saying. Y'all know I love all y'all. But y'all forgetting the fact that I'm a dope fiend. If I wanted to, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to be like this. I can't, I'm trying to quit it. I haven't been able to. I'm a dope fiend, man, that's it. I'm an addict. So, you know, so whatever you expecting me to do, you know, put those expectations, along with those expectations, remember that I'm an addict. You know, that's the first thing that comes to my mind when I open my eyes, when I lay down. Dope. So, Mr. Brown asked had I thought about methadone. And I told him I'd try to get on a couple programs, but they had a 2-year waiting list. So he said, what if I can get you on this, on the methadone program here at the Center for Life Solutions? I told him I'll do it. I'm 58. I come up in, you know, the 70s, the late 60s and the 70s, and my environment, my heroes, you know, was all criminals, dope dealers or robbers. You know what I mean? They was all in the game, as we called it. And my desire to be like them, you know, control my life. This is the set. This where everybody hang. This is the dope. This the lot. Oh, they fixing it. This is the loop where all these dudes is selling or buying dope. They just come up here every day and just hang out. I didn't start using as a kid. I was running errands for dealers, running packages, they called it. I was a runner, but about 72, I had started dealing, and the guy that was introducing me to it, he was showing me how to we call cap it up, how to get the drug in the capsule. And in him showing me this, every capsule that he filled, put the top on it, then he snort the dope that's on the side of the capsule on his fingers. So I'm doing this. I'm capping up like 500 capsules. We call them buttons. I'm capping up like 500 buttons 3 times a day, and with each button, I'm doing that. At the end of the day, I'll get home and sit on the bed and like go to take my shoes off, and my girl would wake me up in that position. I'm just, you know, slooped over. And I didn't even know I had a dope habit. I've been in and out of prison all my life, right? The longest I had ever, I started in like 63. I went to jail, Boys Town, 9 years old, and been going ever since. The longest I'd ever been out since 63 was 2 years. I realized when I started going to jail, man, that I really experienced an arrested development. You know, my natural growth, my natural road to maturity was cut off. You feel me, man? Like manhood, being a man on the streets, ain't nothing like being a man in prison. And by me being locked up all the time, that's the only manhood I knew. You know what I'm saying? So, really, I'm 50 years old trying to figure out how to be a man. But the last prison sentence that I had was in the federal system, and I had 15 years. And I think it was, well, I don't think I know, it was there that I began to turn things around, you know. And with me, it was all about realizing where I was at mentally. You know, I had to focus on the whole lifestyle that I was committed to. I had to, you know, realize that it was all bullshit. You know, it was all a lie. And I mean, even though I did it all them years, my heart wasn't with it. You know what I'm saying? He called me back Thursday. I said, can you be down here by 12 o'clock? I told him I could be down there in 10 minutes. So I got there at 12, and the doctor, he examined me and everything, and I dosed. I used the next day. I used that day, as a matter of fact. I had dope at the house. I used that morning before I went there. And the next day I used. But that was the last time. I haven't used since. But me getting on it, man, was a grace. That was the grace of God.
How long has that been?
06.
How many years is that? 6 years?
6 years. 6 years. It's great. It's great, man. Man, it's great to be free. But you know, it took a change in me, and it's like Ned, before, if I was sitting on my porch and I saw a guy coming down the street and I know, you know, he's a hustler, he's getting some money, I'm gonna, you know, what's up, man? You know, come on by, let's have a beer. You know, snort some dope with me. And now, if I see that guy, same guy coming down the street, I'm gonna call the police. I mean, that's the way I've changed. I'm gonna call the police now because I know you're gonna do something wrong. You're gonna break into somebody's house, rob somebody, get somebody some drugs, you know. I'm gonna call the police, get you away from here. And that's, you know, in that lifestyle, man, it was like a moral inversion. Wrong is right and right is wrong. Men that worked and took care of their family was squares, suckers. That's who I go get. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy, man. And methadone saved my life, literally. I was on a collision course. You know, my mind is split up. I don't know. I was gonna do something wrong. You know, and methadone allowed me to get control of my life. I don't care what I was doing, whatever plans me and my wife had, there had to be room for me to leave to run in the city. You know what I mean? And if we're going out of town, we traveled a lot. If we're going out of town, I'm gonna need a couple $100 because I gotta go get enough to take with me and last. You know, methadone rescued me from all that. Got control of my life, man. I don't have to wake up and wonder, where am I gonna come? Is it gonna be good? Will it last? You know, I was just nuts. I was being violent. You know, I didn't want to deal with, man, you need to get off this stuff. Man, you need to quit this shit. I'm going through changes, man, because I'm saying, man, you smarter than this. You tough ass dude, you can't beat this little bitty pill. you know. It's tearing me up inside. It's tearing. Then my family, they constantly saying, just pray, God will deliver you. But it ain't working. I prayed, I got calluses on my knees. I'm saying, well, what, God don't like me? It ain't working for me. And I tried Suboxone. I think I told you that I was on Suboxone. I was on a program. I was on about 6 months. I was constantly using though. Methadone for me was the one. I'm on a voluntary detox. You know what I'm saying? Methadone was a tool for me. I ain't planning on staying on methadone. Every 2 weeks they bring me down some interval. I don't know what the intervals are. My counselor told me. That I can do it. But if I ever feel the need, like I need it again, that I won't have to go through no long drawn out reinduction, that I can just get back on. I can just, cause, hey man, I need you back. And they just put me back on the program. Like a safety net, I guess. But I have to find out. I have to get methadone out of my system and see if my life is still as functionable, as manageable as it is with it, without it. Yeah, I don't want to be on methadone for the rest of my life.
I took my brother to the doctor, and he was there getting a doctor's statement because he claimed he was sick. And every time I opened my mouth and said something, he was looking me straight down my throat like you're doing that. And from there on, I was scared to let him go.
I'm a lucky man.
Yeah. So we talked all the rest of that day and all the next day, and just became friends. And
that's one of the main things. We was friends for a long time.
Yeah.
We was friends for a long time.
A long time. Yeah. We still friends.
We still. I was going to say the exact same thing.
We still friends.
Yeah. That's what make it work, I guess. Besides loving each other, we partners.
Right.
It's my partner.
That's my friend. It'll be 19 years in January. It's been a challenge in our marriage because I didn't know at first that he was on heroin. And I guess it was my 04 when I really found out. His behavior was evil, conniving, sneaky. He was hiding everything, everywhere, deceitful. He would hide things, cigarettes, hide stuff down in his cigarettes, and I would notice, these little pills and wonder, what is this? Because I didn't know what it was. And so I just started watching him and noticing different things about him, and he would just lie about everything. Mm-hmm. If I gave him money to go to get gas, he'll put half in the gas tank, keep the rest. So it was little bitty things I started noticing. And finally, one day it just all came out, and it was just a mess. From there on, it was either keep me or I'm going to leave. You had to do something. And so he decided to go get treatment so that we could stay together, and I hung in here with him. Since he's been on it, it's still challenging because sometimes I question the met. I question whether it's good or bad. Do you have to? Can you live without it? Do you have to have it every day? So right now it's part of our life. He has to have it every day until he's able to fully recover from it.
Though I wasn't using heroin when I first started methadone, I guess I still had the no, ain't no guess to it. I still had the user's mentality.
At that time, he was like on a high dose of meth. It was like 90 milligrams, something like that. He was on a high dose, so at the same time, it still made you high to me. That's how I looked at it. Because he was still dozing, he was still, you know, doing the same things he was doing.
So I did it for a few months, and just in my head, I came to the realization that, you know, man, now you like legal dope fiending. So, I forget who was my counselor at the time. I told him I wanted to, I told him I want to stop this. He took me from 90, he dropped it 30 milligrams, took me from 90 to 60. No, 20 milligrams, took me from 90 to 70. And I stayed at 70 for a while. 2010 or 2011, I was assigned the counselor that I have now, Jeff. And with him is where I started the voluntary detox, the blind voluntary detox.
His behavior is much calmer. He's very loving. He's easy to get along with. He has a lot of control with himself. He changed some friends that he was hanging out with. He's more of a homebody.
Yeah.
He stayed home a lot. He has a good heart. I'm proud of him that he made that step to change, because it was really a bad situation.
No matter how negatively the addict might respond to the attempts at helping, the loved ones got to keep on doing it because it ain't lost. You know what I'm saying? Even though the addict might not consider the things being said or done, might not consider them until he, you know, messed up in his head, but it ain't none of it lost. So I like to encourage them to keep trying, try intervention. and to the addict, you know, there's nothing like freedom, man. You know, there's nothing like being free of those chains. Try it. Try whatever works. Whatever works, because the prize is sobriety. That's the prize. Being free of the addiction. So whatever works. Don't worry about nobody else's stigmas. Don't worry about what, you know, my addiction is an illness, what I got. And what I take is the medicine for my illness. That's what Suboxone is. That's what's the other one? Vivitrol. That's what that is. That's what a 12-step program is. All of those are remedies to an illness, you know. And when you're sick, you go to a doctor. You get help. Try it. If you don't like being sober, you can always go back to using. You know, try freedom though. And thank you. Thank you very much for the opportunity.